eternal optimist, and I know we can figure it out. Humanity has demonstrated this over and over again. The ingenuity that has been brought has been phenomenal. And we can do it. I know we can do it, but we've got to set the path to get there in how we feed the world. And that path includes a series of things that we need to focus on. Everything from the sort of discoveries that we need to having the right kinds of policies and regulations and marketing and things like that, to communications, and to make sure that we think, at the end of the day, the human dimensions have to be thought of as well. We just can't say, oh, well, we're going to get this done, somehow, forgetting that it's people that make decisions. If we make a decision, we're going to use genetic modification. Is that the right thing to do? Would it be accepted by the public at large? Would farmers accept it? By the way, there's nothing wrong with food that has been genetically modified. Absolutely, positively nothing wrong with it. Okay? There's been years of science and research that's been undertaken. But the public has that angst. Ergo, the interest in organic foods and sustainable foods and things like that too. What's ironic is when you go and interview one of my friends, Nicholas Donakis, who's an economist at the University of Missouri. He does these interviews of people, surveys of people that go to grocery stores and all that. He asked these people entering the grocery store, "Ma'am, are you for or against genetically modified food?" "Oh my gosh, no genetically modified food for me. No way." And then he's got somebody else that follows that individual into the store, and they look at them taking the containers, the shrink-wrapped food or the cans or whatever that they are going to take, and they look at it. What that person is looking for is value for the money, the lowest price that they can pay. And they don't look in the back of the back panel to see if it contains GM, genetically modified food or not. What she or he looks for is value. Secondly, then you say, "Man, would you like to have some DNA in your food?" "Oh, no DNA in my food." Right? Because what we've done is we are becoming, the most advanced nation on earth, in quotes, America, and Western Europeans as well, with a phenomenal ability to think and science and create and invent and communicate and all that. And we've got now what is happening is a greater and greater level of loss of that literacy and critical thinking and abilities as well. This is the conundrum that we've got. Very strange situation that we've got. So we got to tell the stories as well. Communication is really, really important. Not just I'm going to be interviewed by a television station or do a radio thing or put a little article in the I say that communication is a contact sport. Every day, every moment, you got to be engaged with the public, with the media and others as well, in telling the story about why this is important. Why should we care about food and farming and farmers and other things as well? And then, certainly, one other part that y'all are gathered here about, certainly is insects as a nutrient-dense food. Insects, and you'll hear about this later, all the other speakers are going to speak to it, and some of you have read all the articles written up about this. They're some of the most fantastic profiles of nutrients and things like that that insects offer us as well. So that's the path forward. There are some great paths, but there are also some very significant knowledge gaps that we've got. And that needs to be addressed. And we've got, lucky for us, we got, youngsters like Dennis and Andrea and others that are, going to do all the fantastic science that needs to be done to be able to understand the kinds of things that need to happen as well to address these knowledge gaps. And there's just a sort of a stream of consciousness set of phrases that I put up here in terms of the various knowledge gaps that we've got. For example, this is really critical and is the ecological footprint that we need to be reducing. Insects offer a phenomenal ecological footprint, by the way. But, doing these life cycle analyses, sort of cradle to grave, you got to analyze every aspect. How much energy did it take? How much carbon did it produce? How much nitrogen did it produce? Etc. All this. And then what kind of nutrient profiles does it have? What are the nutritional outcomes of it? So it needs to be not just the people that are producing the insects as food, but also working with the nutrition folks and others to understand that indeed